Hi everyone, it's Joan coming to you from my office, and I thought it's Monday and I thought it'd be a good time to do a quick Monday morning office hours, just because I spent the weekend at a trade show this weekend and talked to a lot of people about our award-winning LumiSpa. And people were very excited about it and really wanted to understand why it was different and what went into the research and development of this particular product and why is it winning so many awards. And so I spent a lot of time talking to people about all of the science and the research and development that went into this product line. And I thought I'd share with you, and you can share it with people that you're talking to. And it might help you to understand the difference between our facial cleansing device and everyone else's. Okay, so go back to our company, Nu Skin. It has now 100 scientists on their payroll, and we have quite an advisory board with a lot of scientists that are world renowned and are award-winning scientists themselves in the studies of genetic research and aging process and many, many other things. But we're a scientific-based company is what I want to tell you. And so the exciting thing about this particular product is we can go back to when the scientists were hanging out in the labs at Nu Skin and coming up with a hypothesis, which is where all scientists start, right? And they're talking about our skin cells and aging. And we, of course, are really knowledgeable now about the age lock research because of our association with LifeGen Technologies. And so we now know all about gene clusters and what is affecting them to cause aging. And so we've done a lot of work with the inside of our body, and we're talking about the outside now. And I was really excited about this. I'm not sure you will be, but I thought it was very cool. So they had a discussion about motion and how motion actually affects our cells. At the cellular level I'm talking about. I mean, you can see that all living things are in motion, but really understand that a cell, right, the basic building block of our bodies, those cells are actually in constant motion also. So if you think about the gene clusters that are affecting and responsible for our skin being, beautiful and dewy and soft like a baby's bum, then you can understand that as those gene clusters are misfiring and not doing all the right things, then we're starting to develop wrinkles, right? And we're starting to get that thin, sagging skin that a lot of really older people have. So they took a look at what motion does, what is happening there. And they took 3 different sections. They were all from a dermal fibroblast, which is a human dermal fibroblast. And they grew the dermal fibroblast in a gel, in a petri dish, in the lab, in a collagen gel, so that it would form what they called a scaffolding, okay? So scaffolding, just like in a building, you get to build things on, right? And so what happened was they applied motion to each of these scaffolds that were the building blocks for skin tissue at the cellular level, and they applied 3 different types of motion, okay? So there was static motion, which was, it was just one single type of motion, so it's all going in one direction. It's like a static stretch, they called it, okay? The second was cyclic motion, so it would apply some motion and then in a different direction and then back to another direction, back and forth. So it was in cycles, okay? And then finally in the third petri dish, no motion at all, okay? And the coolest exciting things happened right after they took a look at this. There are things called structural proteins that are in our skin, and as the name suggests, they're part of the structure of our skin. But proteins are the building blocks of cells, right? So the static motion actually created, just let me check here, a reduction in structural proteins. What? We don't want a reduction of structural proteins happening in our skin, do we? Obviously, that's not good. So that was the single type of motion that was applied. Then they looked at the no motion at all and nothing happened, right? The cellular structure just stayed the same. And then they looked at cyclic motion. And what happened was an increase and a regeneration of 4 different types of proteins. Isn't that cool? So I can't remember the names of them, but there are 2 that are difficult to remember. One, though, is collagen 1. We all know what that is. And the other is TF-beta something else. But they're all structural proteins that help build pathways to our the gene clusters that are responsible for the structure of our skin. What? So what if we then take that brilliant knowledge that they discovered in the lab and we apply it to a device that is going to, that we're going to put on our skin 2 minutes, twice a day? What? Imagine that. So they had to figure out, first of all, most cleansing devices just clean your skin, right? That's all they do. And if you've got a really good product, then they'll take some of the nutrients from your cleanser down into your skin. But what happens with the LumiSpa is we have the secret, and we have developed 2 things, right? Good cleanser, right? That is dedicated to this particular device that actually is transported into your skin, the nutrients in it. But we have found a head that actually has it's a patented head, and it goes in 2 different directions. So it causes that cyclic strain that we want to increase those protein building blocks in our cellular structure. Because it's 2 different heads going in 2 different directions. We call it micropulse oscillation. And I think it's just brilliant because it's that motion that makes the difference. Now, they played around with the head too. They had to figure out how to make it. They had to figure out what materials to use. So they used a really nice soft silicone infused with microbial silver so that it'd be very hygienic and kill all bacteria. Oh my goodness, how cool was that? And then they put it on and really studied all of the different patterns that is going to scoop the dirt and oils and toxins off of our skin and not like push it back in. So they did all sorts of I think there were 100 different patterns that they tried on the heads before they came up with the ones that we have. And then the micropulse oscillation, which applies that motion. I mean, no wonder it's so fantastic. No wonder my skin is starting to thicken up, because my skin was thinning because I was aging, and those gene clusters didn't have the proteins to build on the scaffold to keep my skin smooth. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited about this, you guys. I'm excited because when I was talking to people on the weekend, they were excited. Okay. So that's just a quick layman's, although my background is in nursing, so I love this science stuff, right? But it is a layman's description of the science behind our fantastic LumiSpa and why it's different, patented, nobody else has it, and that's why it's working, and that's why everybody's falling in love with it. So play this video for everybody on your teams so that they can see it, or your friends, whoever, and they'll see why this product, this device is so different. Not only that, it's really affordable. Like you would think that that would cost you $500-$600, something like that. And it's not. And so talk to the person that showed you this, find out how you can get one. And if you have one already, don't forget to use it twice a day, 2 minutes each time, and you'll be getting younger and younger all the time. Okay? Thanks, guys, and you take good care, and thanks for sharing in the excitement of loving this LumiSpa. Bye for now.